abuses of power the radical left is committing before your very eyes. Over the past few years, you've watched crooked Joe Biden and his band of lunatics and thugs try to destroy attorney-client privilege. You know, I have a lot of lawyers in this room, and they're always asking me, does it mean anything? I don't think so, because if you're representing like a Republican or a J6 person or somebody else who's totally fine, or a parent, there is no such thing as attorney-client privilege. Who could believe that? They've persecuted Catholics and pro-life activists. They've labeled parents at school board meetings as domestic terrorists. They've imprisoned a man for posting an internet meme about Hillary Clinton. Who would want to watch it? Who would want to look at that? Personally, I'd rather look at Ginger, but I'm not going to say that tonight. They've weaponized the IRS against political opponents. They've tried to get me thrown off the ballot with their ridiculous attacks on the 14th Amendment. All 15 lawsuits as of tonight have been successfully rebuffed. All 15. And they flooded our nation with tens of millions of illegal aliens while violently opposing voter ID, so that we have no idea who is actually voting. Can you imagine somebody saying, no, we don't want voter ID? Why? There's only one reason, because they want to cheat. Who doesn't want voter ID? But we will not let this continue. The next Trump administration will be a great new beginning of American democracy. It will be the rebirth of American freedom, and it will be the return of the American dream. We had that dream going, and going very strongly. Our mission in this race is to win a historic and powerful mandate to take back our nation from the shadow government of corrupt alliances, hidden people. They hide under carpets and rugs, and lawless bureaucrats, mercenaries, propagandists, and scoundrels and spies. What's happened to our country is not believed by many people, like that great New York Republican Teddy Roosevelt. We will restore constitutional government by the people. Starting on Inauguration Day 2025, and you're all going to be with me. We're all going to be in Washington together. The Biden dictatorship will be over, and we are going to bring our country back from hell. We're going to bring it back from hell. And it's in hell right now. On day one, I will break up the Biden administration's illegal censorship machine, and any official who has violated Americans' constitutional rights will be held very, very accountable. Very accountable. And I make this commitment to you tonight. We will not have Bill Barr as our Attorney General. Is that okay? I promise. He was a coward. He was afraid of being impeached. So how do you not get impeached? I told him, don't be afraid, Bill. I got impeached twice. My numbers went up. Don't be afraid. Sir, they want to impeach me, sir. They want to impeach me. He said, Bill, just relax. Just relax. How do you not get impeached? You know what? You let people know you're not going to look at the election. Okay? You let them know we're not going to look at the election, and you don't get impeached. Because the Democrats say, how lucky did we get to get this stiff in that position? I'll also cancel Biden's dangerous artificial intelligence executive order and ban the U.S. We're gonna ban everything having to do. This is a very dangerous period of time, having to do with censoring speech of American citizens. And all of these Biden attacks on democracy and freedom are happening because the radical left Democrats, and they are indeed radical left. Look at what's going on. Look at what's going on with Israel. You know, Israel used to be the number one, I wouldn't say lobbyist, but the number one power in Congress. Today, the way AOC +3 talks about Israel is hard to believe, actually, as somebody that's been around for a while and watched. Because the radical left Democrats know that in a fair election fight, They're going to lose in a landslide. You know, they're losing in a landslide right now. People don't realize the poll numbers are coming out, and we're not just beating DeSanctimonious and Birdbrain. We're beating everybody. Some incredible polls came out today that were just incredible. Nobody's ever seen polls like this. Under the Trump administration, we built the greatest economy in the history of the world, with soaring incomes, rising wages, and household net worth hitting the highest level by far in recorded history. And we had everything going. It was the best time in American history to be young and to start a family. When I was president, your 30-year mortgage rate reached an all-time historic low, never been this low, 2.65%. Did anybody get a mortgage in those days? And we had gasoline down to lower than $1.87 a gallon. Think of where we are now. But thanks to Crooked Joe, today the American dream is totally dead. Biden and the radical left Democrats spent $12 trillion and caused three-year inflation of over 20%, the highest inflation in history in most people's opinion. As a result, the average 30-year mortgage rate is now 8%, but for practical purposes, it's 10, 11, and 12%. But it doesn't matter what it is because you can't get the money, you can't get a mortgage no matter what you do. The typical family has lost hundreds of thousands of dollars of purchasing. The purchasing power from the American family is gone. It's shot. When buying a home, it's shot. The housing industry is dead. And thanks to Biden's insane Green New Deal, the Green New Deal which destroys our country, it's destroying our country. Families can't even afford to buy a car. But while Biden has devastated opportunities for young Americans, I will fight for young Americans like no president has ever fought before. And I'm pleased to report that a recent fake news NBC poll, but in this case, I hope it wasn't fake, found that we're winning young Americans, leading Biden 46%, 42%. We're also leading in one case by 11, in one case by 9, in one case by 14, Mr. Congressman. And we're leading in all age groups. We're leading women. I always thought women liked me. You know, they said I didn't do well last time because it's a fake deal. You know, it's all crooked as hell. The elections are crooked as hell. It's a fake deal. They said he's not doing well with suburban women. I think I did very well with suburban women. Why wasn't I? You mean I was keeping low-income housing? I signed an order, no low-income housing in the suburbs next to somebody's house. You mean the people in that house aren't liking me a lot? I think it was a whole con job. I think I did very well with suburban women. But now they're saying that I'm doing well with suburban women. It's no wonder Crooked Joe Biden and the far-left lunatics are desperate to stop us by any means because they're looking at the polls. You know what I love? I love when they say, we really want to run against Donald Trump. That's the one we want. How did they do in 2016, by the way? We want Donald Trump. We don't want to run against Ron DeSanctimonious with his high heels and his bobblehead bullshit, you know. No, he looks like a bobblehead doll. I don't like him because I endorsed him and, you know, I got him elected. You told me exactly. You were on the opposing party's campaign, opposing campaign. But, you know, it's funny. So here's their line. Again, mis and disinformation.